Hey guys, welcome back to another review, and today I am reviewing the Mortal Kombat, starring Christopher Lambert, Robin Shou, Lyndon Ashby, and Kari Hiroki Tagawa. Sorry for butchering his name, because I clearly did. Anyway, this was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who's most famous for the Resident Evil series and the AVP, and the first AVP movie, Alien vs. Predator. And this movie is about three unknown martial artists who are summoned to a mysterious island to compete in a tournament whose outcome will decide the fate of the world. I'm gonna be fully honest with you. I've never played a Mortal Kombat game. I know, I'm not a huge fan of fighting games. I'm more into first-person shooters, or adventure games, because Uncharted 4 is my favorite game of all time, and Doom comes in close second. But all right. Anyway, that's besides the point. I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game before. I really should, though. I am interested in Mortal Kombat X. That one looks pretty good. But anyway, this movie. Let's talk about the positives first. The fight scenes are decently choreographed. Some of them are pretty decent. There's one really cool fight between Johnny Cage and Scorpion. That was really cool. I also do like when Scorpion removes his mask, he's the Flaming Skull, like he is in every single Mortal Kombat thing, mostly. It was a pretty cool fight scene. There are some pretty good fatalities, even though they're all very squeaky clean, because this movie's PG-13, not R, like it should have been. More on that later. And the acting is about as good as you'd expect for a movie like this. And it's a decent looking movie. It's decently shot. Nothing too bad. The action scenes, you can at least see what's going on. You can see what's going on. All right, that's yeah, the set design's pretty good. It ain't bad. It looks like the games. Anything else? Nah, not really. All right, negatives. Almost everything else. I am not a big fan of this movie. This movie is deeply flawed. I really do not like this movie. I know a lot of people do. Some people actually really enjoy this movie. They call it the best Mortal Kombat adaptation, but I stand by that is not true. There's another Mortal Kombat movie that I love more than this. I'll review that one sometime this week. But this movie, in my opinion, is very messy. The plot is convoluted. The special effects are terrible. I'm not talking about the practical effects. Those are decent. They still look cheesy, though. But the CGI, especially on Reptile, is freaking awful. It looks like a PS2 game or something. No, PS1. It looks terrible. Oh, man. It is bad. Really bad. And then, there's the acting. It's not good, but also, what were you expecting? There's no Oscar-worthy acting in this movie. There's no Oscar-worthy acting in a Mortal Kombat movie. And the movie, the dialogue is extremely cheesy, but, the movie's cheesy, so it's 90s cheese, okay? This movie is pure 90s cheese. And some of the fight scenes aren't that great. Some of them are pretty boring. And to be honest, I found anything that they weren't fighting boring as heck. I felt like the movie got a little too serious for no reason whatsoever. Since I haven't played any other games, are they normally serious, or are they normally silly and tongue-in-cheek and very goofy? Because are they serious or are they cheesy? I don't know. I haven't played any of them. The footage I've seen from them, they don't look goofy. So, and the new one doesn't look that goofy. The new one actually does look pretty cool, though. So, hopefully that one's pretty good. Early reviews are saying it's decent, though. At least on IMDb, and it's stuck at a 7.1 currently. It could go down, it could raise up, or it could go down drastically. But anyway, this movie is not that good. The directing is okay. You know, this is definitely Paul W.S. Anderson's best movie so far. Literally every other movie he's done has done terrible. I haven't seen AVP yet, so I don't. So, you know, I can't really judge it for that. I haven't seen any other Resident Evil movies. This is, like, I think the only movie from him that I've seen. You know, I heard Event Horizon wasn't too bad, but I heard literally everything else from him sucks, so I've never bothered watching anything except AVP. I'm gonna watch that one day. Jeez. So this movie, it's a mess. It's not that good. And then I wanted to touch on the PG-13 aspect, since this Mortal Kombat 1 was known for being like the most violent game for its time, and it's still pretty grisly, even though the graphics haven't aged particularly well. They're not Uncharted 4 or Last of Us 2 graphics. It's still pretty gnarly, and then the other games just continue to get more violent as it goes on. Very similar to Doom, but this movie's PG-13. It's very unfulfilling with its fatalities, mostly just kicking and neck snapping or falling off ledges. That's basically all the fatalities in this movie, as far as they go. This movie feels like a kid's movie, even though I know it's probably not. Which I don't know why they would try to censor it and make a teenage audience, try to watch it when the main demographic of the games, I think, were they teenagers? I don't know. I don't know who played the game in the 90s, because I didn't play this game. I've never played. I think I played Mortal Kombat 2 at a pizza parlor. Yeah, I did, and I suck at it. I was always Scorpion or Sub-Zero, maybe Reptile. I was always one of the three ninjas. Yeah, Scorpion's my favorite. All right. What else? A lot of the characters have very anticlimactic death scenes. Like, seriously. And they filled up this, I don't know. What was his name? Like, this guy with a metal eye. I forget his name. I know the character, but I forget his name. It's not Jax. What was his name? Kano? Was it Kano? I think it's Kano. Yeah, his death, they build him up to be a main villain, but he dies very early on and very anticlimactically. I don't understand why they made Reptile a giant CGI creature when he just turns into the Reptile from the games, which I will admit the costume design is spot on. They almost look very, very similar to the games. So, good on them. Good on the costume design for that. It is definitely pointless having Reptile be CGI and then turn back into a ninja when they could have just had him a ninja. Goro is very weird. Like, he moves very strange. And then there is what was I getting at? Oh yeah, anticlimactic deaths. Not costume design, anticlimactic deaths. Sub-Zero has a very anticlimactic death. Scorpion has a very anticlimactic death, even though he shows up in the sequel, which, once, and shouts a very incredible line of dialogue. Suckers! Anyway, I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about Mortal Kombat 1. We'll talk about that dumpster fire another time. Alright, but anyway, long story short, every character has an anticlimactic death scene. And none of them are very fulfilling to me. Because, Scorpion being my favorite character, even at the time I saw this movie when I wasn't big on Mortal Kombat, I wasn't a big... my Scorpion or Sub-Zero were my favorites. So... and then seeing them die so sudden was kind of disappointing, because I thought I was going to be like, oh yes, the Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting. Oh wait, they're dead already. So yeah, no, that was disappointing. Alright, let's wrap this up. So, Mortal Kombat is a very messy movie. It's very stupid, but but it knows it is. It knows it's cheesy. It knows it's stupid. But I don't like it. I don't really like this movie that much. I don't know why. I guess I'm a cold-hearted bastard, but I don't like this movie very much. I'm going to give Mortal Kombat a C- and is not good. So, if you've seen Mortal Kombat, what did you think about it? And if you like this review, give it a like, and I will see you guys next time.